Aloha, everyone. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, joining you from Itobonusa in Honolulu, Hawaii. Today, we're going to be with Dr. Peter Talo and Frank, and Peter will introduce Frank, actually. And Peter is currently not in College Station, Texas, so I have no idea how his weather situation is. I can tell you here in Hawaii, it's a beautiful sunny day. People are at the beaches and enjoying their time. How are things in Mexico? And where are you, Peter?
I'm in the city of Guadalajara, which is Mexico's second city. And it's a beautiful day here, though I've been in an international congress all day, but the skies are blue and the temperature is probably in the upper 80s. And if we had a beach, I would certainly be going to the beach. But except, unfortunately, or fortunately, we're working. So I want to introduce someone who's a really special person. His name is Frank Nunez, and he is the brains behind the International Medical Tourism Security Conference, or International Tourism Medical Conference. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I got it. I'm so used to security. But we have doctors here from internationally, from the United States, from Canada, from all over Mexico, from Guatemala. And this is a really opportunity to talk about the importance of medical tourism. So Frank grew up in California, but he's also a Mexican citizen, so he's binational. He's fluent, obviously, in both languages. And this has been a bilingual conference, both in Spanish and in English. So Frank, why don't you tell us a little bit about the purpose of this conference after I lose the name?
No worries. Congreso Internacional de Turismo Médico. That's really, it's in Spanish. Thank you. I will answer that. My name is Frank. Pleasure to be here. And nice to speak to you finally, Jordan, because I do watch you and listen to you often. Let's get into what medical tourism is real quick. Basically, some countries, it's expensive to get treatment and they look to go elsewhere. Mexico being so close to the United States and Canada, I guess it's a favorite for a lot of Americans. And when they do go, well, they have to choose well, they have to know where to go. This conference is pretty much dedicated to helping the patient and the destination to make sure that everything goes well. Certifications, treatment process. We want this to be an option for those people that cannot afford it at home. So that's how this kind of came up.
Well, you know, I think it's really...
If I may interrupt just briefly. Frank, I think you're muted on your phone, so we're hearing you through Peter's iPad, and both of you are now in the same room. Maybe if you unmute your phone, we might be able to hear you even better.
Yes. Did you unmute your phone, Frank? Okay. So
I can give you the explanation one more time if you'd like.
No, it's fine. I think we heard it. I just wanted, but from now on, we hear you like you're next door to us. So wonderful. Okay. Yeah, and we all know the importance of medical tourism, and I think many understand the competitiveness Mexico also gives specifically in the United States. I know of many people who went across the border to get dental treatment, and medical tourism, especially in the time of Corona, of course, is a big thing.
And of course, you know, in many countries, medicine is very expensive. And there are a number of countries now in the world that are really using medicine as an economic development tool. And so one of the things that Frank's conference is doing is it's trying to allow visitors not only to get good medicine at a fair price, but also to increase tourism. And that means allowing people to come with their families, and while they're being treated, the family can be exploring the sites of this community, whatever community they're in. Mexico, and maybe Frank, you can tell us a little bit about where Mexico can tell you a little bit about how Mexican tourism has developed along with Mexican medical tourism.
If you can repeat what you said that you want me to explain real quick.
Yeah, maybe you can just talk a little bit about where Mexico has medical tourism, what parts of the country. Tell us a little bit. I know we're obviously in Guadalajara, but I've been at a conference with you before in León. But tell us a little, give us a national scope of what.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mexico is a favorite for tourism in general because of its beautiful beaches, like Cancun area, the Caribbean, and that's a popular target or a popular destination for medical tourism as well, because at the same time, they can visit these beautiful places. But the border, we got to talk about the border other than just the beach cities. Obviously, because we border with the United States, that is let's just say it's geographically convenient for people just to drive south of the border to get these treatments, making it really easy, really convenient. You drive 20 minutes and you save thousands of dollars. So why wouldn't they do that? So that's a huge demand right there. It's a push-pull factor. The way I see it, where we pull in Mexico because of our fair prices, and in the United States, they push them out, meaning the patient, because of their high prices. That's kind of how this works. So the border is a hot place.
I think there's another part to it also, Frank. Tell me if you disagree. Mexicans tend to be very gentle people, and they tend to have very good customer service and a sense of hospitality. And in the United States, medicine is a business. Doctors are trained to give people 15 minutes and then have them come back. And here, you don't have that type of rush. The doctor literally sits, holds your hands, and many of the doctors will give you their home cell phone numbers, and you can call them at home if you have a problem. And that's very different than medicine in the United States.
You're right. You are right. And that's one of the most popular comments. They can, sometimes patients will ask me, that wasn't the doctor, was it? I mean, he knew a lot about it, but that can't be the doctor because he talked to me for an hour. And it's amazing because that's the way it should be. It's a relationship between doctor and patient that does not exist at home anymore. And we see it.
What an important relationship, because it's your health,
Yes,
so there's
exactly.
probably hardly any more important relationship. But tell me, the argument here, when I asked my doctor, and I just got implants, very expensive, I'm paying it like $5,000 a piece. And I thought about going to Mexico because you hear about you can get it for a fraction of the rate. And my doctor said, well, do you really think it's safe? What about if something goes wrong? How would you respond to that?
Okay, real easy. We give you a warranty. Now, there's a couple of things to look at. And when it comes to dental implants, which I think you should have called me. But anyways, most doctors that we work with, we are very, we don't work with just any dentist, obviously. We want to make sure we pick the dream team of specialists. They have to give you a warranty. Some of them give you 100% warranty on the treatment. So if something does go wrong though, Jürgen, they may have to fly back, but even with 2 or 3 different trips back to the doctor, if something goes wrong, in case if it's a flight, it's still way, way more affordable than at home. You got a couple of implants for maybe $5,000 each. If you were to get a full mouth of implants, you're talking about $50,000. I mean, I can tell you that a full mouth of implants, if we're going to talk about that particular treatment, it's probably about 10 grand to 15 grand in some of these clinics.
So that means my dentist could have tortured me more and take every single teeth out. And I wouldn't have the same amount of money. It's amazing. And of course, there's not only dental treatment. Medical tourism can be anything. I know from many countries in the world are now promoting medical treatments and checkups. How is Mexico standing? Let's say one of the big challenges, me knowing also the German system, for example, is it's really built on preventing issues. The United States system appears it's cheaper for insurance companies to cover you when you get sick instead of preventing it for everyone. So now if you want to spend the money, and maybe it would be a good investment to make sure you can help prevent getting things. So how does Mexico stand in, I think they call it here executive exams, or getting someone just get an exam upside down, and so you can a complete checkup. Yeah.
Well, so medical tourism, let me go rewind a little bit. Most of the medical tourism treatments are cosmetic, okay? Because most people in the US have coverage for their regular medical needs, right? So only people that are not insured or are foreigners living in the US, do they decide to maybe sometimes come to Mexico for the regular medical stuff, nothing cosmetic. Right. So that maybe answers that a little bit. Now, border towns, we have a lot of frequent visitors to just regular general doctors, but it's more like a checkup and stuff. Now, if you're asking about the vitality of the system and people in general, of keeping them healthy, how are we doing here in Mexico as far as that? I gotta be honest with you. We need to learn more. We need to be more preventative. You know, that kind of stuff to me is, let's just say I'm a little green in that area, to be fair, and not speak out of turn, but I could see a lot of improvements are needed here.
And that's
So,
why they need people like you, because this is a business after all,
yes,
at least from the American view. And I think if you look what Thailand, for example, is doing, you can check yourself for a week into a hospital, not because you're sick, but we wanted to know, how healthy you are. And you have a swimming pool, you get maid service, you have nice food, and it's a really pleasant experience. Maybe that could be a niche also for Mexico.
yes, yes. How about what other countries also are doing medical tourism, Frank, besides Mexico?
Yes, there are a lot of countries doing medical tourism. Turkey is a popular place to visit.
Yes.
They're doing great. India does great. In Latin America, we have Colombia and Brazil, which are known for, plastic surgery. Turkey's known for hair transplants. See, they're starting to get like an association to them.
Yes.
There's also Thailand that's also doing extremely well. So medical tourism exists in many places, not just in Mexico.
Medicine translate into tourism. In other words, in the end, the tourism industry wants people to come for medical tourism because it fills hotels, restaurants. In other words, is there some sort of method so that when people come, people are able to not only have the medical part of it, but also the tourism part of it?
Right. In some cases, there's the vacation. Make your visit a vacation kind of thing. And we do that a lot. We basically, depending on what it is that you need, right? Because not every treatment allows you to go and visit as a tourist. But basically, we have this concept of, we try to create it and make it really easy for you, where you just land at the airport and we take care of everything else for you. That's how it works. Whatever it is that we talk ahead of time, obviously, before you arrive. We figure things out as far as visiting certain touristy places, and we set it all up for you.
So tell us a little bit about this conference. I had the honor of speaking, and we had one 2 years ago, and then COVID kind of shut things down. Now, hopefully, we're in a post-COVID period. So tell the world about this conference, and also if people want to come, doctors from different parts of the world, what would they get? When will it take place? When will the next conference be? Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Absolutely. The fundamental purpose of the conference is, it can be applied anywhere in any country that wants to do medical tourism. It has a lot to do, and let's just call a spade by its name, right? It has a lot to do with sales. However, this convention teaches you how to do it with quality. I mean, I could go to South Africa. I could go to Egypt. I could go anywhere, and pretty much we could bring that knowledge and those tools that you need to do medical tourism. Yes, Mexico has been so close to me. This is where I've started, but in fact, we're already talking about going to many other countries. This convention that's going on right now, we have people from different countries that already are talking about getting us over there. So,
and what are some of the topics that come at these conferences? In other words, let's assume most of the people hearing this have.
Am I the only one having?
We're losing you a little bit here.
I think you froze.
No,
Are you there?
You
Okay,
froze.
there you
Go
are.
ahead. Go ahead.
Did you hear us, Frank?
No, Peter. Can you repeat it, please?
Frank.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Did you? Okay. So tell us, besides me, what type of speakers do we have coming? What are some of the topics? Why would people want to come to such a conference?
Well, basically, we have people that are experts in, let's just say, the care of the patient. A lot of patient advocacy, right? I'm the one, and my company is the one that provides the tools to how to do medical tourism. So that would be like the workshop part of it. But people here speak, for instance, we have a dentist from the Bay Area that explains to us how reviews are so important on Yelp. right? That's social media. We have Margarita Jimenez, who's an expert on social media, and why Facebook is one of the best places to do a campaign and this kind of stuff. So we give you not only the sales part of it, but all those tools that we need. We have doctors, and we have actually very high authority people that come here and support this kind of trend of medical tourism. They also speak, and the big hospitals are also very. They made a presence here because they're interested in providing those surgery rooms, and they want to be a part of this industry.
So
as
it's really
well.
what you're saying. This is a chance for different parts of the tourism and medical industry to network with each other.
That's right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone wins. I mean, there's a hotel here. Let me give you one number, a comparison. A regular tourist in Mexico apparently spends about $1,100. A medical tourist in Mexico spends an average of $10,000. So it's a real simple math thing. This is definitely something we want to, in Mexico wants to dominate and have a good reputation, and they're striving for the highest quality. We have this thing going on here that we basically say we're going for better than excellent when it comes to customer service and medical tourism.
Where
So-
is medical tourism in Mexico? Are there specific areas? If you said you're looking for cosmetic surgery, you're looking for dental treatment, are there certain cities they're better than others, or you can literally find it everywhere in Mexico?
No, doctors, some of the best doctors will actually work in several cities because they'll give that feature to their patient. Where do you want to go? A beach city? Or you want to go to a very folkloric, historic city? They'll have an office or a hospital they can work in there as well. So
Right.
it's not the city, it's more like these specialists.
The area, yeah, the region, yes.
Right.
All right. So one of the things I think is really important about this, we've spent so much time over the last year talking about COVID and the war in Ukraine. This is really a wonderful opportunity for us to move on and do something positive and show
Right.
how instead of worrying about the world being sick, this is a conference to make the world well. And
That's right.
so important. And
Right.
Frank, tell us a little bit about where will next year, will be a conference next year? And do you have an idea what city it might be in, or are we negotiating that now?
We are definitely, we've been approached from several directions. We have not made a decision. We
Okay.
want to take this outside of Mexico soon.
Yes.
We want to make it a little more global. Why not? We're doing
Yes.
something good. It's a help thing. We help the patient, we help the destination. We're very proud of what we're doing, and we managed to put it together pretty well. So we haven't made a decision, and I have ideas, but
People can contact me or I'll contact you. And if they're interested in maybe hosting such a conference, they can let us know and we'll accept bids.
absolutely, we could definitely talk. I'm open to that, most definitely.
Okay. Jürgen, what else is going on in the world?
Well, of course, number one news is still the
Ukraine?
situation. Our World Tourism Network today signed an MOU with the National Tourism Board and the ministry in Ukraine. So we're going to get firsthand information on what the industry in Ukraine is doing, how it's coordinated in regards to the travel and tourism stakeholders. And we're going to hear directly from on the ministerial level. And this is going to be part of our Scream campaign. And for those that haven't heard about Scream for Ukraine, you can go now to a dedicated website. Just go to scream.travel, and it will give you all the
Jürgen and Peter, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I'm actually at the convention right now. They're waiting for me. I want to tell you guys that you're doing an excellent job. I'm actually really proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for keeping me
And you know what?
informed.
Before you go, I was thinking maybe in a year's time, when hopefully peace comes to Ukraine, we ought to do a medical tourism conference in Ukraine and have
Oh, yes. That'd be wonderful.
Ukraine back together again. So I
Hey,
know that
you can count on me.
I'm also at the conference and I'm going to have to leave in just a second. But Jürgen, I think we're going to say goodbye to you and wish you adios from here in Mexico and be well.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
guys.
And
Thank you
for
so
everyone
much.
else, just keep on watching this segment and many of the other segments we have on eturbonews.com. You can go to our YouTube channel and it'll repeat. For everyone else, I wish you a nice weekend, and we hope we see you again Monday, but stay tuned. We're going to report 24/7. So whatever happens in the world, just keep on reading eTurbo News. And from
Take care. Bye-bye.
for everyone here, aloha from Hawaii.
Bye-bye.
Good evening,
Adios
good
from
morning,
Mexico.
And we see.
Aloha, adios.
Bye-bye.
Adios.